he was coming. His song Slow Motion, that was, well, Juvenile had it on his album, but that was really Soulja Slim's song. He didn't get to see that height of success. You know, Slow Motion had hit #1 on the top 100 Billboard. And could you imagine if Soulja Slim would have still been alive and he would have got a deal, how big he would have become? Soulja Slim, he had the streets behind him. You know, if Slim would have got that big deal and the streets were behind him, he was finna take over. Because gangster music was still, that was still the music. And he would have got big and they would have put him out there. Oh, you seen what happened to 50 Cent? He blew up with he like one of the last gangster rappers, really. Slim was right behind him. And I did hear it was talks that before Slim passed, he was in talks with 50 Cent. He was talking about signing with G Unit. Could you imagine what that would have been like? And then allegedly I heard that Atlantic Records was trying to choose between him and T.I. You know, this was before T.I. came out with Urban Legend. They said that the label was looking at Soulja Slim or T.I. who to sign. But since Slim passed, they went on ahead and signed T.I. And with that Slow Motion came out with a hit #1, he was going to become major. And then he had his own independent label. He had Cutthroat Committee, and he was bringing the streets with him, man. That was going to be a big movement. I'll tell you what, I know if Slim would have got that big deal and blew up, he had Cutthroat Committee with him. He was bringing the streets in the industry. But I do have to say, man, the streets and the rap, it don't work, man. If you a street/rapper, you still in the streets and you rapping, there's only 2 ways they gonna end, man. And I know y'all already know. Either dead or in jail. You could tell the real street rappers. Honeycomb Brazier, he a real street rapper. King Von was a real street rapper. You know, Lil Durk, they're them real street rappers. You know, and you see what happens to real street rappers. You can't be, if you're a real street rapper, you rapping about what you doing in the streets, and then you putting it in music, and the streets know what you talking about. And these guys in the streets, you a target. They just because you put it out there and everybody hearing it, and they hoods and know what's going on, they coming for you.